Hello, farmers, and welcome to the harvest season. My name is Al,
And my name is Cody.
and we're here to talk about farming games.
Woo!
Woo! So, eagle-eyed listeners, which makes no sense for a podcast, will notice that Cody is new to the podcast. Welcome, Cody.
Thanks. Thank you for having me.
Thank you for joining us thank you for joining me for this podcast. Cody is a good friend of both me and Rochelle. But obviously you will have heard there's no Rochelle on this episode. So, Cody, would you like to tell us a bit about yourself and why you're here?
Yeah, so I'm here because I know you guys. I love the podcast. I love farming games. I am in the real. I am a wildlife biologist currently, focused on entomology, mostly on like native bees of North America. And I've always loved collecting or looking at insects and collecting them. And I always played games like grew up playing Harvest Moon, It's a Wonderful Life, and Pokemon and games like that. I did also play World of Warcraft for a while, and that does have farming in it, Al. If you ever want to do a World of Warcraft episode. Anyways, I don't play that anymore. I'm more of a casual gamer nowadays because I am getting my PhD in entomology. So I don't have time for anything that isn't casual, unfortunately. But I just love farming games.
Cool. Well, I know what it's like to not have much time. Kids can be busy, and I'm sure a PhD is a lot of work.
Well, it's very important to have kids too. So you're doing great. Your kids are cute.
A PhD is one of those. It's one of those things where I'm like, I'm sure I could do it, but I don't want to.
Yeah,
it's too much.
It's a lot of work. They pay me well. Let's just say that.
That's good. That's good. Well, thank you for joining us anyway. For this episode, we're obviously going to talk about what we've been playing. We are got a little bit of feedback. We've got a lot of news, including a lot of new game announcements. Some of which it might feel like are specifically targeted towards Cody. That is not what happened. It's completely accidental. Just a couple of days ago, I came across all these new games that have been announced that I was quite overwhelmed. So we're going to talk about a lot of them. And then we're going to talk about the wonderful casual game Plant Daddy.
Woo.
So, Cody, what have you been playing?
I have been playing Pokemon Go.
Good.
Which right now I need to remember to look at the Pokemon Go Fest like makeup day thing.
Of course, I've taken out your time for that.
It's all good.
I forgot about that because mine was hours ago.
I mostly just want the box, so I'm gonna prepare that. But
it's a good box.
Yeah, so I recently I'm actually currently visiting family, so I'm away from like where I normally live right now, and I am a big dummy dumbhead, and I left my Switch, or else I'd probably be playing Pokemon Shield and
Disaster.
And Animal Crossing. My poor Animal Crossing people haven't seen me for 16 days. I'm sure they think the worst. And let's see. I just started playing Fall Guys. That just came out. That's a fun game. And then obviously I've been playing Plant Daddy. So yeah. What have you been playing, Al?
I have also been playing a lot of Fall Guys. I have become a little bit obsessed with it. Part of the problem is that, so I've had a PS4 for ages. I got it just after Spider-Man came out.
Okay.
Because I played the PS2 Spider-Man game so much when I was younger, so much. I was obsessed with that, and I love just swinging around a city I've never been to.
Yeah. No, that game was great.
So I decided I needed to get this, but I didn't have a PS4. So I literally bought the PS4 for one game, which is dreadful. So I've been trying to play some other games since, and I've just never really got into many of them. Right. So I tried God of War, and I was just couldn't be bothered with it. Part of my issue is that I like to play a lot of games while me and my wife are watching something on the TV, which is why the Switch is great, but it doesn't really work for the PS4 for obvious reasons. But then when Fall Guys came out and it was included in the PSN, uh, PS Plus, sorry.
I didn't know that.
Which you need to play the game anyway. So I paid £6 just for the a month of PS Plus, and I'll decide whether I'm going to extend that or not in the future. But I was like, this is a good way to actually get me into using my PS4 again. So I've done that, and I have played it so much over the last week or so.
It's just so wholesome, and I love most battle royale games or games that are like that. I feel like there's a certain level of skill, like, so if you come into it late, you're gonna like lose. And I feel like this game is so chaotic.
Absolutely.
And it's just
I can't
so
tell you
adorable.
I can't tell you how many rounds that I've just like been carried almost to the finish line by a group of people because it's just everybody running in the same direction.
Right. And it's just so chaotic. So like I feel like no matter what your skill level is, or no matter how casually you play, you're still gonna have a great time and you're still gonna laugh. So I definitely enjoy it for that reason. Also, it's just so wholesome. The colors are very calming.
Well, that's the thing. The other benefit of it is that it calms my kids down.
There you go. I was gonna say, does your family enjoy it as well?
Yeah, so I've just occasionally, like, if say I get up, my youngest Craig from a nap and he's grumpy or whatever, if I put on Fall Guys, he's fine, right? He just sits there and then once he's ready, he gets up and plays with stuff. But it just like calms him right down,
right?
Which is great. So that's been really good. So yeah, I've been playing that. I've won a few games, but not very many of them. I've been annoyingly close to a few of them. Like I was, if there was one where it was a tail final and I had the tail, and then literally on the last second someone grabbed it from me. That was very annoying. But the good thing about it is then you just jump straight back into another, and it's good. It's nice and fast like that.
Or like
I've been enjoying that.
You can spectate like other. So I play with a friend of mine, and he's better than me. So he has a controller, I don't, and so he'll like go farther than I will, and I'll just like spectate him, and it's just a blast.
Yeah, I should play it with some people. That would be fun, rather than just doing it myself. But so I've been playing some Fall Guys. I've been playing obviously some Pokemon Go because I can't stop spending money on that game, and it's going to be the death of me.
Are you doing remote raids?
Oh, so many. I don't even want to know how many. Like,
oh no.
It's really bad.
Oh no.
It's fine though. I have a cap on what I spent. So like a while ago, me and Rona like share all of our money, and we kind of agree on what we're going to spend on everything. And it was like, there was a point where I was like, can we just have like a certain amount that we each just like spend without having to think about it or like worry about what, asking the other person, what do you think about this?
Right.
And it's really nice just having that small amount of money. It's not much, right? It's just a wee bit every month.
Right.
The both of us can just like buy whatever, and we don't have to care about it. And so it's been coming out of that. So it's like, I do have like a hard cap. I'm not going to end up like buying out a house for it. But it's just ridiculous the amount of money I've spent on it the last couple of weeks.
Yeah, luckily, first of all, the last couple of weeks I've been in a rural area. So there is nothing here. Though I'm loving the Team Rocket balloons that come down. So I don't have to go somewhere to do a Team Rocket battle.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's nothing near me. So I just kind of jump on, and I can pop an incense to have things appear. And the incense lasts forever, so it's good.
Yeah,
they're doing good things with it.
Yeah, I had that as well. A few weeks ago, I was literally in the middle of nowhere, and I couldn't see a single Pokestop at all. It was that bad.
Yep, that's me right now.
And the rocket balloons were very useful for that.
Yeah.
What else have I been playing? A little bit of Friends of Mineral Town. I think that's about it. Not a huge amount. I tried to get back into Animal Crossing again. I'll try again soon.
Yeah, I was looking forward to starting that, but like to try and play more because I was just casually like jumping on every day, catching some things, like just being pretty casual about it. But I wanted to try and get in. I hadn't been able to test out the diving stuff yet,
Yeah.
and I really wanted to do that stuff, and so I was like, oh, that'll be great, like when I'm with my family and rip. I left it. So, it's
Oh dear.
fine. Because
Yeah.
when I go back, like the fall term is gonna start, so I'm sure as heck not gonna have a lot of time then, but it's fine. I'll be
Yeah.
playing other things.
Playing at life.
Yes. Playing it teaching assistant for the first time and
Exciting.
and go catch actual bugs in the real world because I need a specimen collection for my class. Anyways.
So that's what we've been playing.
Woo.
Lots of things and also not a lot of things at the same time. So we've got one new review on, I should double check, I think it's iTunes. Yes, it's on iTunes, by Snarky Sean. Thank you, Sean, for your lovely review.
He's so snarky. Thank you, Sean.
Not snarky in the review, though.
No, very polite, very kind.
Very nice in the review. Thank you for that. If you would like to review us, you can review us on iTunes or Podchaser or probably Spotify. I think they have reviews. I don't know. I should probably check. If we have any reviews. I don't think that's built into Podrover yet.
That's when we look at Spotify and there's like 30 reviews and people have just been like,
That'd be great, but I
why
highly
won't
doubt
they
it.
talk about my review?
I don't know what these numbers mean. I don't think there are any reviews.
I don't know how to see reviews. I'm looking at it, but I don't know. I don't know how to use Spotify podcast stuff. I use Podcast Addicts. Rochelle
Right,
turned me
yes.
on to Podcast Addicts 3 or 4 years ago. However long, time is an illusion. But I like that. So, and that doesn't have reviews at all. Well, thank you, Sean.
Yes, and if you review, we will read out your name on the podcast, unless it's a 1-star review, in which case you're dead to us.
Well.
So, shall we talk about some news?
Everyone's favorite segment.
Codey, have you played Littlewood yet?
I have not. I've heard lots about it, though.
Well, Littlewood 1.0 is now out.
Woohoo!
So that's exciting. Of course, most people are probably waiting for it on Switch, as we all know.
I was going to say, what is it available on?
It's currently just on Steam, I think just for Windows.
Mm-hmm.
No, Windows, Mac, and Linux. My bad.
Okay.
Apologies, Sean. That's the Sean who makes Littlewood, not Snarky Sean.
So many Seans on this podcast.
I know, too many of them. A whole 2. Although they have different spellings, but you wouldn't know that if you weren't looking at the show notes that I'm currently reading from. Littlewood 1.0 is out. If you've not bought it yet and you want to buy it on PC, go buy it now. If you want to buy it on Switch, wait, because it's not out yet. It's a good game, though. I highly recommend it.
It looks so cute.
The next piece of information is that the game that I've previously talked about before, a game that I've talked about before, One Lonely Outpost, will be coming to Switch if the Kickstarter that they'll be launching soon is successful.
Ooh.
So that's exciting.
I also see that Switch copies will be available as rewards for backers.
Yeah. So this is the game where you are alone on a barren planet and you're building up a farm and colony on that said planet.
Interesting.
It's basically a space farming game.
Think Stardew Valley on Mars.
Yeah.
That is on their Twitter bio.
So if you want to play that game on Switch, best thing to do is when they launch the Kickstarter, go back it, which I will almost certainly be doing because I think I've become addicted to kickstarting games. Speaking of things I'm not addicted to, the pre-order bonus for Harvest Moon 1 World has been announced. So if you're going to destroy yourself by playing yet another Harvest Moon game that will probably be disappointing, that's mean. I shouldn't say that. I'm sure it will be very fun to play. I don't know. We'll see.
We can be pleasantly surprised.
I
The
really want to.
expectations are low, but
I
it's
really,
okay.
really want. Well, my expectations were high until the trailer came out.
Yeah, I remember listening to that episode and just being like, "Oh no, oh no." We just
And,
we wish it could be better. I don't know. This chicken plush is pretty cute.
yes, so the pre-order bonus is a chicken plushie, which I don't think I'd actually said. If you really, really want to buy the game and you want to pre-order it, you can get a chicken. I mean, I'm not going to pre-order it, and plus, I think that it's US only because I've not seen anything about it outside of the US, and the links are only to GameStop. Oh, look, the GameStop links don't work.
Oh no.
I don't know if that's because do the links work for you on the tweet?
I clicked. It does.
Okay, so it's probably. I think GameStop has this issue where there are a few websites that have this issue, and basically when GDPR came in, which is our privacy regulations in Europe, some of the companies in America who don't do anything in Europe were like, okay, we're just gonna not do anything with Europe. And so they just break the websites essentially. And so I get a 403 when I go into it, which is a forbidden one. So it's basically just like I'm not allowed to access the website.
Oof.
Whatever. I don't care
Well,
about your website, GameStop. Go away.
It works if you're in the US, and it says there's a release date of November 3rd.
Which I believe Natsume have said is speculative. That is not the
Oh
actual release
no.
date. So just putting that out there. They said that specifically on Twitter. So that's the Harvest Moon One World pre-order bonus, and well, enjoy if you want that.
Oh no.
The next, so we're now going into the hundreds of game announcements that I've come across over the last 2 weeks. The first one is a game called Alba. Now, I will say it is pronounced Alba. For those who, like me, know that ALBA is also the Gaelic name for Scotland, which is pronounced Alaba. That's not how this game is pronounced, it's Alba. So it's how probably Americans would expect it to be said, but I just needed to check. I specifically tweeted them because this was going to be a real issue for me. So thankfully I got that confirmation. So it's Alba. It's a wildlife adventure game from the creators of Monument Valley. Did you ever play Monument Valley?
I did not, but honestly, looking at this game makes me want to find and play all of their other games.
I mean, it's a very different game, Monument Valley, to farming games. It was a puzzle game. It was really nice, though. It was like this weird kind of 3D puzzle on a cube that you had to figure out how to walk around and get to an exit. It was really nice game, though. It became like a really big thing. But yeah, it was a good game.
I would still... that still sounds fun to me.
No, I'm not saying it's not fun. I'm just saying don't expect a farming game is all I'm saying. So yeah, there's not much we know about it other than it's going to be a wildlife adventure game. They do have a little blurb, which is from when Alba visits, it's really hard saying that word like that because I'm just so used to saying Alaba. When Alba visits her grandparents on a Mediterranean island, she's ready for a peaceful summer of wildlife exploration with her friend Inez. But when she sees an animal in danger, she realizes she needs to do something about it.
Relatable.
Yeah, there we go.
I adore this game. There's currently like a 30-second little video on Steam that kind of shows some screenshots of the game.
Almost.
And it's this just cute little 3D animation style. And the thing that I love as a wildlife biologist is when I see an animal and I'm like in a game and I'm like, that's real. You know, like I hate, especially studying bees, I hate when I look at a game and the bee is just like not anatomically correct. I'm like, good job, you tried. But like in in this trailer, I'm pretty sure it's some type of like peregrine or something like a peregrine, and that looks very similar, very like accurate. And the like seagull petrel type thing looks very accurate, and it just I want to see more so bad. I've already added it to my wish list because any wildlife games that I could play, I'm here for, especially if they get it right.
I'm intrigued as to what the gameplay is actually like, right? Because in this little teaser trailer that they've got, she's standing on this hill overlooking this island and has in front of her like a bunch of books and a newspaper and a camera. And I'm like, is this like a photography game? Is it like what actually is it? What are you doing in this game? I'm really fascinated.
Well, it's one of the stills shows island cleanup initiative. So I think it's almost like you're helping to clean up the island to maybe like be better for the wildlife on the island.
Yeah.
And then she's got it looks like a journal, a wildlife journal, 2nd edition wildlife journal. And then in the still that has the whole island, in the background you can see like construction equipment.
Oh yeah.
So like there's island construction going on, and I think it's supposed to be it almost looks like there's a farm back there too, though. So
well, let's hope so, because otherwise it's out of place in this podcast. Because we definitely only talk about farming games. There's nothing else that we talk about.
No, of course not.
No, it looks interesting, and I love the art style. It's really nice. It's really simple, but also really good looking at the same time.
It reminds me of Zelda Wind Waker, kind of.
Yeah.
But like the animals are more detailed. Yeah.
Oh, I think everything else is quite simple, but you're right. The animals look quite detailed specifically,
which is all I care about. They got me. It says release date is this winter, so
it is. We'll see what that means. And it also says that it's coming on PC, Apple devices, and consoles, but they've not specified what console.
I would want this to be a Steam game.
You'd get this on Steam specifically.
I would get, Switch. My brain.
Oh, Switch.
I would want to get.
I mean, I think I want everything on Switch, right?
It's just so convenient.
It is. So that's Alba. Looking forward to that. The next game is Coral Island. So this is specifically calling itself a farming sim. So that's good. And it's based on a tropical island. And they say that it promotes diversity and environmental awareness.
I'm here for it.
Yeah.
Also,
me too.
They have an adorable Shiba Inu.
I don't know what that is.
It's a dog. It's a doggo. You think of like the Doge memes.
Okay.
That is so. On August 1st on their Twitter, they said "Woof Woof Screenshot Saturday," and it shows a video of a dog like.
Oh yeah.
Being heckin' adorable, and it's totally a Shiba Inu, and I love Shiba Inus. Yeah. So I don't know. Looking through this art style is very, very unique, and I really like it. It's another 3D art style. Definitely seems more of like a farming game. You know, has like the rocks and the logs that you need to clean up and everything, but I am curious how they're going, like, because they say that they're focusing on environmentalism and diversity. So I'm curious how they're going to integrate that. Like, is it something like you can only catch so many fish of one species and then you have to like put it back because you don't want to destroy the fishery? Is it that once you cut down a certain number of trees of one type, you can't cut those down anymore because they're protected? I don't know.
That'll be interesting. I do know that you can clear trash and improve the island that way. So maybe that's what they're referring to, but maybe there's more to it. We'll find out.
I'm excited. When is the date on this? Oh, 2021 early access.
Yeah, it's just 2020. One thing that is really good, going through their Twitter, they seem to have lots of people from different ethnic backgrounds, which is good.
Mm-hmm.
Although as far as I can see, everybody seems to be like one body shape. So maybe that's just the people they're focusing on just now.
Yeah,
We'll see how it
I'm
goes.
not seeing any old people yet.
Oh no, there's some people of
Oh,
different body types.
the
Yeah, I
mayor.
got some. Anyway, that looks like a good game. I am excited to play this at some point.
Me too.
The next game is called Ova Magica, and it is a farming monster taming game. So think a cross between a farming game and Pokemon game. So you have monsters that you can breed and tame. I presume fight with. Yeah, there's a battle system.
They're just little circles.
They are. They've not put any like. Well, I mean, they all seem to have like unique characteristics, but they're all just blobs with something.
I'm
They're
like
great.
crying.
Well, there's a bee one.
There's a bee one, first of all. I'm really excited about that, but they're just circles.
I love that like two of them are just a blue one with a blue shell and a green one with a brown shell.
They're so cute. There's a bomb. Why is there a bomb one? I don't get it.
Why not?
I don't. Why am I even asking? They're so cute. Holy, oh my gosh. Oh, the bee is so cute. Here, I was just talking about anatomically incorrect things, and now I would die for this round bee.
I think that's probably because it's like deliberately that way. Like it's not
the
like
art
they've just
style.
made a bad bee.
Yeah, it's the art style, dude. This trailer goes on forever. It's a minute and a half long. I'm here for it though.
It looks great, and it's coming soon to Kickstarter. So there's another thing for me to waste my money on.
I'm
and
just
get in 2
following
years.
so many people right now.
The next game is Farmer Supreme, which is an adventure farming game. I feel like farming game is like just the thing that you plug into other different game genres now.
Oh,
it looks like this has also got like creatures that you can battle and tame and stuff like that, including what looks like an electric sheep. What a crazy idea.
Mareep confirmed.
What's interesting is that the plants look like they've got faces on them. So I don't know whether you're growing the animals like in Ooblets, say, or something like that. Or whether it's just they decided to put faces on the turnips. Who knows?
So far, I see a lot of alternate hairstyles, which I'm here for.
Yeah.
I'm seeing that you can hang out with Terry Crews. That's cool. One of the characters really looks like Terry Crews. I'm seeing that there is a whale that someone has taught how to be on land, and they're riding it like an elephant.
Yeah.
And you can dance with
Why
ghosts. That's what...
Yes, there does seem to be a mini game that involves some sort of dancing, and there are ghosts.
I have so many questions about this game. Good job. Good job, Sombrero Cat. You got me.
It's a good trailer. This is another game that's coming to Kickstarter soon. So all of these links will be in the show notes as well. So if you want to follow people on Twitter or find Kickstarters.
Join me in the great following of 2020. I'm following so many people right now. Okay.
The next game is called Seed, and that's CEDE, but I believe it's called Seed. And the reason I believe it's called Seed is because it's a combat farming game, and when you destroy enemies, you get seeds from them that you can plant. Like they burst out and create seeds, and you can grow the enemies, I think. Something like that.
I feel like I love this because they're trying to make farming games like intense. Yeah. Like grow the baddest, most savage seed. It's like
it's something. It looks interesting.
It looks very unique. Like
yeah.
I don't know how to compare this to anything.
I mean, it looks like a kind of typical 3D platforming game, but also farming. The baddies that you destroy will turn into seeds that you can then use to grow.
Mm-hmm. The creatures are very unique as well. Good job, Bearhand. Very original Original game concept and original character creation. Like this landscape, I don't know. This landscape looks like often with farming games, you have the same, you're like, yep, I know this is going to be a farming game because I have a house and there's rows of crops and things like that.
Yeah.
But this is very unique.
Yeah.
So good.
It doesn't look like the sort. I feel a little bit like when I was discussing Atomic Crops. It doesn't really feel like a kind of camming game.
It does not.
But I'm all for more types of farming games. But it doesn't. I don't think it's going to be my type of farming game. But we'll see.
It looks calming if you enjoy defeating legions of enemies with creatures that you raise.
Yeah.
Good job. So that's on Kickstarter now?
This one is currently on Kickstarter, yes. So if you want to go support that, you can go do it now. Good indie game pricing, $20 for the game. The next one is called Len's Island. And this one, because all farming games have to have a thing, this one is an action-adventure farming game.
It sure looks like it. This trailer is like breathtakingly beautiful.
It's gorgeous, isn't it?
It's so gorgeous. And like like the player character is running through a forested area and I'm like, I would love to run through that forested area.
Yeah. Yes, let me tell you, if you were disappointed with the trees in Pokemon Sword and Shield, you will not be disappointed with these trees.
Len's Island has got you, fam. They heard all the complaints and they were like, we're going to put the best trees in this game.
And it's not just how good they look, but have you seen them swaying in the wind? They all sway independently. They're not all swaying as one. It's so good.
Yeah, they all sway. They're not uniform. They all have probably, I'm assuming, randomly generated definition where some of them are missing some branches and some of them have like a medium amount of foliage on them. And and then the grass looks really nice as well. I'm seeing other things. When he runs through the water, you can see his footsteps. I don't know. This game looks like it's absolutely gorgeous.
Yeah. So you're on an island. Your name is Len, obviously. And you're just trying to survive. You farm stuff. You build out your cabin. You can build other structures. There seems to be a lot of flexibility around building things, which is really good. So you can like build different. It's almost sim-like style building, which is real nice. Because I guess that's one of the things that you really find lacking. I really find lacking in a lot of farming games is there's not really much flexibility around buildings. It's like you can have these 4 stages of this one building.
Yeah.
Whereas this is like you build what you want.
Yeah.
And then it looks like there's a bunch of dungeons and stuff with some big scary looking bosses.
Yeah, and I think that it also seems to have like puzzle areas. Like there was an area that the character was jumping on rocks to get to like an upper level. So there's going to be like some type of puzzly things in there as well. They got me hooked. I'm following.
Yeah. I think I'm definitely going to back this one on Kickstarter. I think
I agree.
And if they hit their next stretch goal, which is gaining another 15,000 Australian dollars. Those are 2 very different things. They will also do a Switch release. So,
well, time to win the lottery so I can single-handedly make sure that I get this game on Switch.
What's their highest tier then? Their highest tier, I'm sorry to say, is only 550 Australian dollars.
Pets. They have pets.
Well, there we go. They have pets.
Character customization. Oh.
Yes, we have unlocked character customization.
Pets more importantly, but I mean, I guess in my opinion, pets more importantly. I'm the type of person. The interesting
thing is that this obviously feels like a kind of game where there's a story behind the character, but they're still doing character customization. So that's. Sorry, I interrupted you.
No, I was just gonna say I'm the type of person where you can put my player character into whatever. Like I could be, any gender, any race. Like, I don't care as much. I want pets. Like, randomize the player character. Just give me a dog, please. You've got me if I can have a dog.
Fair enough.
So,
presumably you'll have to find them in the wild and tame.
I'm here for it. I'm gonna find a wild beagle and tame them.
So that's Lens Island. I'm looking forward to that one. That has an estimated release date of March 2021.
Woo, on Switch, because we're gonna meet that goal.
We are going to meet it. We have another 7 days to meet that.
Well,
or if you're listening to this episode on release, we have another 4 days to go.
back it.
The last game we're going to talk about in the news section is called Cloudscape. It's a real fun looking game. This is a survival craft farm life game, is how they're describing it. Gather resources, travel to different islands, meet new people, and build your dream.
Are you a cloud?
I think so. I mean, you're not a cloud in so much as you're not in the sky, but you do look like a cloud.
You look like a little cloud.
A bipedal cloud, which is not a phrase I'd ever thought I'd say.
It's just, it looks like a cowboy cloud.
with an eye patch, of course.
With a bandana. Does it have an eye patch?
Not an eye patch.
Oh, it does have an eye patch. I was looking at the Twitter's like bio
Oh
pic.
yeah. No,
it just has a little bandana. Looks like they got.
That makes it sound like there's different clothing items.
It sure does. You can have an eye patch, y'all. There's a backpack.
Yeah. Looks like a good game. Not on Kickstarter. It's on Steam to be wishlisted. And it has no release date as of yet.
We will watch and wait.
So, whoa, that was a lot of new games coming out. I have no money anymore.
Same.
How many of these games could I have afforded if I'd stopped doing remote raid?
Oh no. Every time you buy a new remote raid pass, just be like, and there goes Lens Island. And there goes Alba.
Painful.
Don't think about it.
I won't.
It's okay.
Thanks, Codey.
I got you.
So we're now going to go into what I'm going to call the main topic, but I feel like it's not going to be longer than the news section, let's be honest.
The news was the main topic.
We're going to talk about Plant Daddy.
Woo!
Now, the most important thing to talk about this game is that if you bought the itch.io racial justice bundle a few months ago, this was included in that, but it's also free.
I was going to say, wait, what?
So you can, of course, pay for it. It's a free game on itch, but with suggested donations, which is always good. If you play the game and you enjoy it, throw the creator some money, because these things obviously take some time to make, and that's all great. But it's great that there are free games that people can play. So this is a simple game that runs in the background, either on your browser or as an application on your computer. It supports Windows, Mac, and Linux, and I think that is it.
I need to figure out how to make it an application. Oh, I see it.
Yeah, I think it's just on the page. You can download it there. But I quite like having it as a tab in my browser, because then you can just pop over to it every so often.
Mm-hmm.
Interestingly, it feels like a phone game, but it's not a phone game.
It kind of does. I think it's the simplicity of it.
Yep. And also the running when you're not in it.
Oh,
It's the plants are always growing. So I should probably explain what the game is, right? So you have an apartment with some windows, and you're growing plants. That's it. It's literally a plant growing simulator. Not a very realistic one either.
I mean, you're right. gonna try and defend it.
So you buy a plant and you put it on your windowsill and you water it and then it grows and you get. There are two currencies in this game. One is called leaves and one is blossoms. And I think you only get leaves when your plant is still growing.
Mm-hmm.
And once it's fully grown, you get blossoms from it.
Mm-hmm.
And these then are used to buy other things in game.
Mm-hmm.
And the idea is like this kind of spurts of activity. So like I think it said it was 90 seconds roughly that they'll take between these bursts. So like it'll take about 90 seconds and then you water it and it will grow, and then it's another 90 seconds and then you can water it and it will grow and you get the currencies from it. Is that a bit fair explanation of the game?
Yes. So you get the currencies from it, and then you also have to water it.
Yes.
And then also the plants come, you have the option of 3 different pot sizes. And if your plant is in a pot that is too small for it when it wants to grow, then after you collect the currency, it'll also kind of let you know like that before it can start the next growth phase, you need to repot it.
Yeah.
So you just increase it to the next pot size. I think I like the thing that I like about this game most is that a lot of that stuff isn't stuck behind like a paywall or anything. Like my immediate thought with a game like this that's like a browser game that you grow things is Farmville from way back when. I might be dating myself by mentioning that game. But that was a game where you had crops and you like grew them, and some crops only took like a couple seconds to grow and some crops took like hours, and so you had to come back. And then in order to get like certain bonuses, you had to like pay in-game currency or even actual money to like do something. And I like that this game doesn't make you do that. You can use the in-game currency of leaves and blossoms to get new plants, but it isn't required to like increase the pot size or to like move your plant or anything like that. I think it just is telling you that like before you're experienced enough to like have a cave blossom, you should probably have grown some other plants first. Which seems fairly real to me, but I can't kill these plants, so I'm happy because I can't do plants in real life. I'm bad at it.
Yeah, I know that feeling. I think I mentioned this to you before the podcast, but I managed to kill cacti previously, which is quite impressive. And not from overwatering. I literally underwatered cacti.
Oh no.
So
I have overwatered mine before, but I have learned and he is living his best life.
Well, this is the problem. I was like, I don't want to overwater it. So I underwatered it. That worked out well.
But I like that it's so sporadic. Like you don't have to be constantly monitoring it, but there's also no penalty for not like if the 90 seconds or however long it is up and you need to they need to be watered. It's not like if you don't come back to them for like a day, if life gets busy or something, heaven for fun. You could still like, imagine, there's no penalty for it. It's not like they die. Just
no stress.
Come back and water them again and keep growing them. And I really like that because for me, this is something that I could use like as I'm writing a paper or working on my PhD work. I could be doing some of that stuff, and then every now and then when you're working, you have that like you need a mental break. And unfortunately, my go-to is Facebook or Twitter scrolling, doom scrolling, which is not ideal right now. So I've been the last day or so that I've been playing this 2 days. I just keep playing it and I keep doing this instead. So I'll be working on a paper and then be like, oh man, I just kind of need a break from this, and I'll just like go water some plants and decorate my little 2-window apartment.
Yeah, I think that's the thing is it scratches the same itch as just mindlessly scrolling through social media, right? but you don't then have horribleness entering your eyes.
Correct.
Like, it's just like, especially, obviously, you know, people who do like manual labor jobs won't have this sort of thing. But like when you're working a job where you actually have to think, you just have moments where your brain just goes off. It just turns off, and you're like, right, I need to do something to stop that. And you can, you know, go for a walk, or you can grab something to eat or whatever, or you can just doing something different on your computer can do that. And this can be a much better way of doing something than, as you say, scrolling through the hellscape that is Twitter.
Right. And another thing that I really liked about that is that the music, like the background sound of this game, is like cicadas. And like, for example, right now outside of my apartment in the game, it's raining. So I'm hearing the rain on the window. And when you switch out of this tab to a different tab, that sound like continues. So I kind of have this like calming, you know, rain on the windowsill like sound to, I don't know, underscore my work that I'm doing. And it kind of like helps ground me and also reminds me to check on my plants every 30 seconds or so. And then you can also open the windows on the game so you can hear like the birds and stuff better, or you can close them.
You can open the windows?
Yeah.
Oh,
Do
you just click on them?
Yeah, you click on the window and then you open the pane with the slider. And there's actually quite a lot of like, it's not just like 3 like half open or closed. It's on a scale, and so you can really like open it up, and everything, like you can hear everything a lot. You can hear like the birds outside and stuff too. So I don't know. I think it's really peaceful. I understand how like maybe the cicadas might get annoying to some people.
Pro tip: see if you go Google Plant Daddy. There's some amazing images. I just needed to get back to it, and I went to Google it and found some amazing images. Anyway.
Oh no.
Oh, so you can open it at different amounts. How have I never done that before?
Yeah. I also love, we were talking about trees and blowing in the wind of Len's Island. The trees outside of the left window on my apartment, every now and then they'll kind of like sway in the wind a little bit. And I really enjoy that as well. That's just kind of like, it's a nice like touch, like it's a loving touch that the Brady Soglin is the, I'm sorry if I butchered your name, Brady, but like that's the creator of the game. That just seems like something that probably was really difficult to 3D render, but it looks really good. Oh, it just stopped raining in my apartment. How cute. Yeah, so I guess like, should we go through the things you can buy?
Yeah, so I guess the thing we didn't mention is that you can buy other things other than plants as well, so with the same currencies. So yeah, these are things that you can put plants on. So like bookcases and shelves and sofas for some reason. I don't know why you'd put a plant on a sofa.
Can you actually put a plant on the sofa?
Yeah. Yeah, if
Oh.
you buy a sofa, you can put a plant on it.
I mean, maybe Sweet Baby wants to be comfortable.
There's a chair that supports two plants. I can't remember. And there's a sofa that supports 5 plants.
Wow. I'm not going to judge my plants. Is it like on the back, or do they get to sit like on the sofa?
No, they sit on the bottom.
That's adorable.
4 plants. You can put 4 plants on the chair and 5 on the sofa. I feel like there's something wrong there. Anyway, yeah, comfy.
I think another
you can also buy a toilet in late game.
Well, you have to upgrade to the bathroom first.
You do. But then you can put plants on the toilet.
I think another thing that I like that's not immediately apparent in the game is that every time you buy the same type of plant, it's different.
Yes.
So
yeah, different colors and stuff.
Yeah, so there's different seeds of the plant, where like there will be different colored leaves, there will be different colored petals. I have 2 garden plants, which are the basic like starter plant. It's only 4 leaves to get them, and they each have they're just completely different. Like my one garden plant has purple leaves and a purple stem, and then the flower petals are like this bright blue, and they're closed, so they're not like opened like you'd expect. It kind of looks like like a rudbeckia or an echinacea, something like that. I don't know if people know plants.
Well, I certainly don't. So
like a daisy, like a big daisy.
I know what a daisy is. Yeah,
There we
that
go.
I know.
They just kind of look like that. And I have two of the same variety of plant, but one, because they're different seeds, one is open and one is closed. And you can actually, if you get the nursery, which is just kind of a box that performs magic, I guess. I'm not entirely sure how it works. It can only have one plant on it at a time, but you can study the plant that you have and you get individual seeds for each plant, and then you can share that with your friends. So if you were to grow a plant and it was just the most beautiful plant and I was like, wow, I think Al would really like this plant, I could share the seed code with him, and then he could grow it in his apartment. And I think that's really interesting.
Yeah.
And there's different rare traits that they can have. Like one of my, the other cool thing that you can do is you can name your plants. So I named my garden plant that had purple stems and bright blue petals is Todd. His name is Todd. And he has two rare traits. So he has variegated leaves and a fancy stem color. So there's different rare traits that you can get, which I know some people really like to collect that type of stuff, or just to see the variation that can exist. So I thought that was kind of a cute little touch. It incentivizes getting more plants of the same type because you never know what you're going to get.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that's pretty cool.
There's a to-do list.
There is, yes. And that has lots of things you can do on it. Well, I say lots of things. Some things you can do on it, which when you do, you get more of the currencies, which is useful.
Thank you again, Brady, because this is adorable. But there's like a to-do part above that's related to the game itself. So like right now I have buy a coffee table or a comfy chair and I get 5 blossoms. But below it, there's a little like area that says life stuff. And that is a randomly generated list of like things that are supposed to be like your life outside of the game. So right now I have call Papa. It looks like there's a phone number. I don't know what the phone number is for. I'm afraid to call it. And then the third one is only drink socially. And I feel called out. But no, not at all. It's just, it's, so whenever you finish something on the to-do list, on the above part that like have 3 plants growing on shelves, I can't believe I don't have that yet. I definitely do. So I'm gonna move my cave blossom over. Oh, nope, it wants to be in the shade. Anyways, when you complete one of the upper to-do list things, the life stuff list like also changes. And I feel like other than my completionist, like I want to get all of the achievements side of me, spurring me on to complete the to-do list, I also want to see what else is on the life stuff thing because it's just so wholesome. And so sweet, and like such another little like nice little touch that you wouldn't think would be necessary or isn't necessary for a game like this, but it's just something that just makes you smile.
Yeah. Yes, you also touched on the light requirements. So I guess different plants need different amounts of light as well, and you can get that by putting them in different places in your apartment. So that's a nice little thing as well. Is just kind of, obviously it's not exactly realistic, but it's just a different way. You're not just like, here you go, here's a plant, it's going to grow, right? Like if you put it in the shade and it needs a lot of light, it's not going to grow, or it's going to grow much slower, which is quite cool.
I think it doesn't grow at all. Like if I put my cave blossom, which obviously needs a certain light level of no light, if I put that in a sunny area, it just like does not grow. Like its growth is like stunted. You have to move
I think it depends on the plant. So some of them will just grow slower if they're in the wrong.
I guess like we didn't discuss the other things that you can customize on the individual plants. So you can change the pot color that the plant is in. The pot size can be 3 different sizes. You can rotate it on a bar, which is really cool because some of these plants have they're all 3D generated, and so they have like very unique and very interesting 3D aspects to them that I often find myself rotating them to see what their best angle is to show them off, which is so funny to me because I am usually not about aesthetics in games at all, and this game is all about aesthetics, and I'm like, I think my ancient fern would like to be over here instead. And then there's different pot styles as well. So there's like a mason jar one, a vase, a planter, a sleek one, which looks pretty neat. And those are the styles. So there's like definitely, it's not the largest selection options, but there's definitely options there. And there's a yellow one that I think Rochelle would really like. Yeah.
It's quite cool, the different shapes and stuff you can do. I found myself making making all of the same plant, the same shape.
Oh.
And then kind of trying to coordinate the pot with the color of the flowers.
Mm-hmm.
So that's quite fun.
You're more organized about it than I am. I'm fairly chaotic. Just like, I think this cactus wants a small one, and I think it wants black. I don't know.
It's good fun.
Mm-hmm.
Right, what else haven't we talked about? Oh, we didn't talk about all the other things you can buy. So we mentioned there are things that you can buy to put more stuff on, so your shelves and stuff like that. You can also buy art, because why not? And also other light sources. So you can, if you want more light in an area, you can buy lamps and candles to increase the light of specific. Also, you can.
I'm sorry.
Sorry.
You mentioned art, and I immediately went and bought another poster. There's a poster called a kitschy poster, and it just has like phrases on, like the live, laugh, love like phrase. Yeah. And I started re-rolling through the phrases. Laugh my swing.
They had too much fun doing that.
I feel like they just like threw all of the words that are usually on those posters into like a random generator, and you just re-roll it and you get the dumbest. Bless eat. I'm leaving it on bless eat. Relatable.
So you can also then very late in the game, I've certainly not got to that point. I don't know, have you gotten to the bathroom yet?
No, I haven't even realized. I don't know how to. Oh, you have to unlock it at 400.
Yeah, 400 blossoms. Well, it's a lot of blossoms.
I'm at 200 right now.
Oh, wow. I think you must have played it a lot yesterday.
And today.
Yeah, I think that's kind of generally it. There's just lots of plants and lots of places to put plants, and lots of different ways to get the currencies to buy more plants.
It's just very, very chill, but also very, like, I find myself smiling a lot while playing this game. So good job, Brady. Thank you. Thank you for what you have did. What you have did. Wow. What you've done. I definitely think that I'm going to continue to play this. Like, I'll probably still have this in the background. Like, I'll probably put a browser thing for it, because it's definitely right in my wheelhouse of games, like something that I can play that isn't too stressful, and I can just do it for like 4 or 5 minutes. I mean, sometimes it can be as easy as come onto the game, collect all of your blossoms or leaves, water everything, and then get out of it, and that takes like 30 seconds max.
Yeah.
So, or you can take some time and get a new plant, and so there's definitely different things that you can do with it. You can play it at different levels if you wanted. It's just very wholesome, and I like it a lot.
Yeah, it's a good game. It's not too complicated. It's nice just to kind of sit there and occasionally pop into it. So highly recommend it.
Same.
Anything we've...
I think so.
So that's Plant Daddy, which I can just about say with a straight face. There will be a link to it in the show notes if you want to go try it out and throw the creator some money. Thank you all for listening to this episode of the Harvest Season. If you want to talk to me about the different ways to pronounce Alba, you can find me on Twitter at @thescottbot. Codey, where can they find you on Twitter?
I am on Twitter at Codey Mathis. So it's CODEY MATHIS. And you can talk to me if you want to share a different cool seed in Plant Daddy. I like purple flowers. Cool. Or talk about wildlife.
Talk about how much you like native bees.
Yes. I guess if you follow me on Twitter, heads up, you're going to get a lot of bee content and a lot of wildlife or science grad student memes. That's pretty much like all my Twitter is.
You can also follow the podcast on Twitter at THSPod and prepare for lots of retweets of different games, because that's all I do on it. If you want to email us, you can do that on our website, harvestseason.club. If you want to support the podcast monetarily, with money, you can do that. We have a Patreon, patreon.com/thspod. You get lots of exciting things, such as a whole other podcast on a fortnightly basis and a Slack, of which, Codey, you are in that Slack.
I am in that Slack.
We occasionally have fun conversations about farming games. And I think that's everything. So thank you all for tuning in. And until next time, have a good harvest.
The Harvest Season is created by Rochelle Delaney and Al McKinley, with support from our pro farmer level patrons, Kevin and Stuart. Our art is done by Micah the Brave, and our music is done by Nick Burgess. Feel free to visit our website, harvestseason.club, for show notes and links to things we discussed in this episode. Thanks for listening.
Oh, it just started working. Just kidding. It shows that it's working now.
So, right, it's working. So it's recording, and it looks like it's getting an audio.
Yes, it says that it's at 15 seconds, 16 seconds, 18 seconds.
Okay. And when you speak, you can see the sound lines going out. And
yes.
Like you're speaking. Okay, great.
I'm sorry.
No, it's fine. I should have checked with you. No, the Skype recording is just as a backup. Okay. Because it's not as good audio, sadly.
That's fine.
That's fine. Right, we'll start that again.